the sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a good week. I went 2-0 in the NBA on Wednesday just to go 0-2 last night, but the Knicks got the win, so I'll take it. I also went 2-0 in MLB last night, so basically evened it out. We got a loaded night. We got 2 NHL, 2 NBA, 14 more MLB baseball games on the board. So let's go ahead and get it started. System Plays is here, and we're talking about Canucks on the road in Nashville for what should be Game 6, correct?
Yep, Game 6. Canucks are still up 3-2. I think the Canucks close it out here, but I didn't take them to close it out. So I took the first period under and the full game under 5.5. This has been a really low-scoring series dominated by defense, even though the Canucks have used 3 goalies this series. Sorry. It hasn't even mattered who they've thrown in net. They've been able to, really step up in front of their goalies and play really good defense. Very low volumes of shots on goal, lots of blocked shots. It's just crazy how the Canucks have completely changed their style of play in a year. I mean, last year they were literally the number one over team. They had horrible goaltending, horrible defense, and now it's the complete opposite. So usually in elimination games, I'd be looking over, but I think this game will be very tight, like the Bruins-Leafs series. And also, I'm not really impressed by either of these offenses. Like the Canucks offense, 2.4 goals per game in the playoffs, even worse than Washington. So, yeah, I think under is the only way to go here.
I'm surprised. You said you like the Canucks to finish it out, but you're not going to take that plus money, plus 105 on the money line.
Yeah, I still think the under is the way to go. But, yeah, I definitely lead the Canucks to finish it off.
All right, I'm gonna put up Canucks for me because if you're lean, if you said your lean is on the side that's plus money, I might go ahead and grab that. So I'm putting up Canucks at plus 105 for me to finish the series off. Our poll is split though. As far as the community, it looks like we got 43%, 37% Canucks. So there's a lot of people betting the Predators. The action's coming in looks to be coming in pretty split 50-50 on this one. Let's move on to the next game. We got Stars Golden Knights in what is also Game 6, and now are the Stars now up 3-2? They rattled off
Stars
3
are
straight.
Up 3-2.
So Stars to close it out, right?
Yep, you already know what it is. Dallas Stars, man. I've backed Dallas every game this series, except for the last game. I laid off it because it was minus 150, but they got the win. I'm on the Stars to win the series, of course, and I think they get this done here. I mean, first of all, last year, these teams met in the playoffs, and Vegas ended Dallas's season in their own building. And now, of course, Dallas wants to do the same thing here, and Vegas' season in their own building. So, there really isn't a game that the Stars have played poorly this series. Like, the series could very well be over already. Like, there's just not a game that they played bad in. They got unlucky in Game 1 and 2. But, yeah, I don't see any reason to not back the better team here. Ottinger's been excellent. He hasn't given up a goal in the third period all series, which is, like, the number one quality you need as a goaltender. Clutch. He's completely locked it down in the third period. And he's getting the start, of course. Aiden Hill getting the start for Vegas again. And I'm not sure why he's getting the start. Like, he wasn't that great last game. He was pretty good, but I think Logan Thompson is better. But yeah, Stars money line.
So
finish it out
that
here.
guy you just said, the goalie for the Knights that is starting tonight, he hasn't been starting this whole series.
He started Game 5.
Okay, Game 5, which they lost, obviously. All right, I'll put up Stars for me too. The only NHL bet I've posted in the Discord all year was Dallas moneyline in Game 3. So yeah, I'm probably gonna tell you on this. Damn it, Cubs home run. I didn't bet the Cubs. I know Toast did. Morel solo home run, 1-0 Cubs in the 6th. For those of you that have action on that. He's leaning Stars. And let's go ahead and before we move on to NBA, we have 10 minutes. I'm gonna do a quick poll with all 4 sides here. So we have Canucks at plus 105. We have Predators at -125. We have Stars at -115. We have Golden Knights at -105. Let's get an idea of what the community's favorite side is. Most team best money line bet tonight in the NHL. That's the phrasing I'm looking for. So let's get an idea what they think on that. I would imagine Stars. You know what? A lot of people did like the Canucks, though.
The poll likes the Stars.
So far, yeah. Give it a few more seconds, but it's looking like Stars. Nobody's betting Las Vegas.
Nobody's betting Vegas. That's surprising.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people would be on Vegas. Like, I mean, their season's on the line. Everyone seems to have jumped ship on Vegas now.
Yeah, it looks like it. Because the polls pretty much people are picking the Stars, and then the Canucks and Predators is pretty split. No one's picking the Knights. So most likely, if you're taking Dallas, now this is a small sample size, but it seems like Dallas might be the public side. Doesn't matter. I'm probably still going to place the bet. Just something to be aware of. So 5.
Yeah, looking at the split, it's like 50-50 actually.
Yeah, I mean,
for Dallas and Vegas.
Yeah,
it's not insanely public.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I'm just going by what our people are saying. Our people definitely like Dallas, and that's the final result on that. So I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. So the community's favorite side is Stars money line at -115. There you go. Community has spoken. They like Dallas. All right, let's switch over to NBA. Make sure you guys give System Plays a follow on Twitter. I tagged him in the tweet, so if you follow me, it's right there. The System Plays. You can't miss it. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.
All right. Let's talk some NBA basketball here. We got 8 minutes to kill, but I'll throw the poll up. We got Cavaliers plus 3.5. Magic -3.5. I think this is at 4 on some sports books. I don't think it's universally 3.5, but I'll check that out in a second. Last night when I made the video and placed the bet, it was 3.5 and 4. So. All right. Let's see if we can get an updated line. Yeah, I'm seeing 3.5s. No, there's still 4s out there. Bet Rivers has 4. DraftKings has 4. So if you're on the Cavs, you could still get a 4. All right. Oh. Did Toast have Cubs? No, I'm pretty sure Toast had the Brewers in that game. I'll check. Could have sworn he said he had the Brewers. Yeah, he did. He said he had Brewers, right? Oh, I said he had the Cubs? Oh, no. Toast had the Brewers, I think. Oh, I accidentally said it on here. Andy just clarified. No, Toast had the Brewers, not the Cubs. So I must have said that wrong. My bad. Damn it. All you guys are really taking Orlando? And also, my thoughts on this one. I feel like we're going to see one series go to Game 7, right? Like, it'd be like the entire first round, not one series goes to Game 7. I feel like we're going to see at least one. But if there's one series that the NBA wouldn't care about going to 7 games, it's this one, because it's probably the series that's getting the least amount of viewership. If I had to guess, I don't track the TV ratings or anything, but I would guess that this series has been the least watched. I'm probably right on that. NBA needs a game on Sunday. Yeah, BJ? Is that how it works? Well, that's what they were saying about the Knicks game, is that the Sixers are definitely gonna win because it's scripted, and they're gonna have a Game 7 on Saturday night. We all know the end of that. Did not happen. Now, Jared Allen's questionable from what I'm still seeing. I'm going on Twitter to see if there's anything updated on him. Jared Allen. Oh, some more Coach Prime tweets. That stuff's been crazy. I don't know if you guys are following that. All right. Jared Allen. Jared Allen present at shoot around 4 hours ago. Yeah, someone said Coach Prime's CTE is catching up with him. I wouldn't rip Dion like that. I will say it's definitely a bad look. I mean, fighting with a kid on Twitter. I mean, it's a kid. And the kid said, essentially, Dion, Coach Prime, only cares about his sons and doesn't care what anyone else on the team, which is probably an incorrect thing to say. But it's a kid, man. He's sharing his experience. Like, whatever, it's a kid. The fact that you responded like that and ripped the kid down kind of makes his statement a little bit true, in my opinion, but crazy. What's going on with Coach Prime? Basically, like a bunch of people that had transferred in are no longer going to Colorado, and one of the kids that transferred out last year spoke negatively on it, and then Dion responded on Twitter, and they like posted the kid's stats and like kind of ripped him up a little bit. I thought it was a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but it was kind of funny, but it was definitely a weird look. I'll say that, a weird look. Sauce, give me some horse racing picks. I don't care if you don't know anything. I don't even know a horse to. I don't even know how to bullshit that. I don't even know. I can't name a single horse in there. Three minutes. Sauce, do you do NFL picks? Oh, yeah. That's how what I'm most known for is NFL and college football. We do a long show. I'm expecting this year's Sunday morning show to be awesome. I mean, we're going to be live from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. every Sunday morning, and I think we're going to start out with it's going to be 10 a.m. to 11 is prop hour, and we're going to go through each game and give our props, and then at 11 a.m. to 12:30 we'll go through and give the picks. I'm really excited about this Saturday and Sunday mornings this fall. I'm putting a lot of work into it. Really expecting them to be great. We got a lot of views on those morning shows last year. So I'm excited for it. Are you in prop Beaver Cousins? Absolutely not. Yeah, we're talking scene, but we got two basketball games first. ChrisBeCappinn's going to hop on any second, and we'll do the two basketball games, and then Toast and Prop Eve will be on. It's only two games, so if you're waiting for baseball, we'll be talking baseball in 15 minutes. Appreciate it, man. Why don't you do pick show night before games? Yeah, well, too legit. It's tough because people don't. Well, number one, people hate if you change your mind, I know experienced gamblers would understand if I put out a handicapping show that I'll say if I'm actually placing the bet. So I'm not always ready. But this year I do plan on putting out for football. I plan on uploading stuff and doing live shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And if I'm not ready to talk about games, we just won't talk about that one yet. So we'll go live on Monday and we'll talk about like 4 or 5 games, maybe like 3 college games, 2 NFL games. Then we'll go live again on Tuesday and we'll talk about, I'll have handicapped a few more games. We'll talk about 4 college games, 3 more NFL. And that's how I plan on doing it, like a daily live show. But I'm not ready to give picks out on all of them yet, but that's how I plan on doing it this fall. I'm really excited about it. Kyle, what's up with your golf plays? Did those hit? It's the second day. It's a 4-day tournament, and this is day 2. The one guy that he gave out, Minwoo Lee, he's in 12th. So it was a good start for him. But we won't know. It's Thursday through Sunday. We won't know until Sunday if they hit. All right, it's 4 p.m. and I don't see Chris in there. Oh, never mind. He just popped up as I said that. What's up, man? Yep. Oh, hold on. Let me get Chris's name on here. All right. NBA time. I already got the poll running. We're starting with Cleveland at Orlando. And my thoughts on this one, pretty simple. The home-away splits in this series are absolutely wild. And if you guys have been following with me personally, you know, I've been basically blindly betting the under in this series. I'm pretty sure I bet the under 5 straight. Maybe not game 1. I can't remember. But I've been betting the under blindly. The under's 3-2. So, it's been profitable, but not wildly profitable. So what we're doing is poking holes in these offenses, right? But when it comes to the Orlando Magic, the home-away splits are so stark in this series. Now, it's only been 5 games, only 2 of them in Orlando. But the Orlando Magic, on the road this series, are 15th and 16th in effective field goal percentage and offensive efficiency amongst playoff teams. So 15th and 16th out of 16th. So basically, the Orlando Magic are the worst offense in the playoffs on the road. At home, the Orlando Magic lead the NBA in field goal percentage and points per game, or field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. So it's only 2 games. But the 2 games at home, Orlando's offense played so well that it's actually better than any other NBA playoff team has played at home offensively, which is just wild. I've never seen a team go from the worst unit in basketball to the best unit in basketball simply by switching arenas. It's crazy, but what it does do is it makes my decision pretty simple here. I got Orlando at 3.5. I bet it last night. I mean, I looked at this game for 20 minutes, even less than that, and I was like, oh, yeah, I have to play Orlando here. So I took the Magic, and I don't know what to say about Donovan Mitchell right now. This is probably the worst we've ever seen him play, honestly. He's shooting terribly from outside. He can't stop turning the ball over. He's not facilitating. His assist-to-turnover ratio on the series is 4.4 to 3.8. He's not taking care of the basketball. He's shooting terribly inefficient. He doesn't seem to be on the same page as his teammates. Now, I know a lot of people are pointing the finger at Bickerstaff, blaming coaching. Maybe. I don't know. I can't even venture into that as to who's to blame, but he's just hasn't been that effective. And we're in game 6 now. If this was game 3, I'd be like, all right, you know what? Donovan Mitchell had a couple bad games. We know this dude shows up. We can count on Donovan Mitchell to bounce back. We're in game 6 now. Maybe he's just not feeling it. Maybe he's just not in sync with his team. Maybe missing that time this year really threw off his rhythm. So if we're not expecting Donovan Mitchell to be there and be the superstar that he's supposed to be, there's no way I take Cleveland on the road here against an Orlando Magic team that showed us they can score points at home. All the doubts we have about the Orlando offense, they didn't exist in the 2 home games. So I said, screw it. I'm done betting unders here. I'm rolling with the Magic. I'm hoping that offense shows up. I think this team, they're a younger team, obviously, and I think those playoff jitters are gone. You could probably make an argument that they should have won Game 5, that they should be up 3-2 right now. If it wasn't for that weird start, Orlando was the better team for most of that game. Cleveland just got off to a really nice start early. Orlando battled back in the second half. I like the Orlando to win this one, and I think Cleveland's offense is going to look just as ugly here as they did in games 3 and 4 in Orlando. So, Magic up.
Yeah, hard to follow that up, Kyle, and I'm on the same side as well. I actually gave out Orlando minus the 3.5 yesterday as soon as Jared Allen was listed as questionable. Well, not listed as questionable, but he didn't play in last game. As soon as he missed practice yesterday, I was like, you know, honestly, he played in both of the games. He played in game 3 and game 4, and they got smoked with him. So I'm like, a compromised, Jared Allen in this one is going to be even worse. And if he doesn't play, I definitely want to get in on the number before it moves too much. Historically, we're betting against history here, Kyle, but I'm cool with it. I looked at road dogs.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean by history?
So historically, when road dogs are coming off a win, looking to close out a game, so they up 3-2 and they're on the road and they're dog, they are 32-24 against the spread. So it's 57%. And if they fail to cover, which what the Cleveland Cavaliers did in their previous game, they're 15-8 straight up, 16-7, 69.6% against the spread in game number 6. So the road team typically close off in this spot, but I can't, like, I don't just look at the historical data. I'm looking at a lot more than that. And to your point, the one thing that you didn't mention, a lot of what you said, Kyle, I had written in my notes as well. One thing you didn't mention is Orlando. We talk about them being the best ATS home favorite team this season. They finished like 20, I think they're now like 23-5 against the spread as a home favorite. They're like the new, Oklahoma City Thunder from like 2 or 3 years ago. And, you made a lot of great points. The ones that I'll mention is even with, winning the game last game, they still were out-rebounded. The Cleveland Cavaliers were, Orlando actually out-rebounded this team. And in the 2 losses that the Cleveland Cavaliers took on the road, they got significantly out-rebounded. So they'll need Jared Allen to even make this one close. I think we see, what do we always say about Orlando, Kyle? We say that they turn the ball over. They're a super young team. I think they take care of the basketball a little bit better here. I know Paolo went off for 39 points in 38 minutes, and he shot the ball extremely efficient, 14 for 24. I'm not expecting them to have that big of a game, but I did go through and look at it. Gary Harris went 0 for 3 with 0 points. Jalen Suggs shot 0 for 5 from the three-point line. We know the role players are going to play a little bit better at home.
Wagner didn't shoot well either.
Right. So I think Orlando plays a lot. Their role players play a lot better. And here's the other side of it. Cleveland, 8-15 straight up as road dogs this season. They've now lost 7 in a row as road dogs. 8 of their last 9 games as road dogs. They've been held under their team total. Hint, 99.5 today. And that's the reason why I couldn't play the full game under, because I feel like it's a Cleveland Cavalier team total under spot, in my opinion. And I also want to mention this. Last thing I mentioned is the pace in the game. So game 1, 95.8 possessions per 48 minutes. 91.5 in game 2. It got a lot slower. Game 3 went up slightly, 92.4. Game 4, 93.2. And then, of course, Cleveland's they want to run. They want to push the pace as much as possible. Game 5 was actually the fastest paced game that these two teams have played, 95.6. I do expect it to be a slower possession game. Orlando was the second slowest team at home throughout the entire regular season. So I didn't play it, but I kind of like Cleveland team total under 99.5. You can get it, lay a little bit of juice, like -118 on FanDuel right now. Looks like it's the best number.
Yeah, I like that too, based on how Cleveland's offense has looked in the 2 games in Orlando. And I want to bring up this comment: contrarian betting spot, whole world on the Magic. Completely hear you, but this series, the whole world has been cashing left and right. They were all on Cleveland in game 1. They were all on Cleveland
in
game.
Team.
Yeah, the home team is 5-0 in this series, so the whole world is cashing in this series without a doubt. Not trying to talk you off your Cavs bet. I just thought I should mention that. All right, so 62% of our viewers are taking Orlando, 26% on Cleveland. So yeah, Orlando's definitely the public side here, and Cleveland would be the sharp move. But as I just mentioned, sharp move hasn't really been successful in this series in particular. All right, Clippers +8, Mavericks -8. Over 208, under 208. This is such a tough one. 8 is such a sharp line, man. So my thoughts on this one. All right. So I obviously we're talking about Game 6 in a competitive series. I want to take the 8 points naturally before I even start looking. That's what I want to do. The reason that I'm really struggling with it, I feel like if you're betting the Clippers, you're betting on Paul George and James Harden shooting 70% from the floor combined again. And what are the chances that actually happens? It just seems, can you count on them to do that again? That game 3 was awesome. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That was game 4. That game 4 was excellent from them. They combined to shoot 73% from 3. Paul George and James Harden combined to have maybe 2 of their best playoff games ever in their careers. Oh, well, Paul George just has some good ones, but they were absolutely excellent. And we saw the Clippers win that game, but they didn't even win that decisively. You mean to tell me in this series, if Paul George and James Harden have career nights, the Clippers barely win? It sucks. It really sucks because I don't want to lay the 8, but how could you not? So this is what I actually bet. I don't think I have a graphic for it, but I'll see if I have a graphic. I could always just type it real quick. Yeah, I don't have a graphic for it, but the bet I actually have down right now that I'm holding the ticket for.
Let me guess, Kyle. Let me guess before you say it. You bet the Dallas Mavericks team. No, the Clippers team total.
No, you can't switch it. You said Mavericks. You guessed wrong.
I know you didn't bet the Mavericks team total under. Not at home in a closeout game.
So this is the bet I'm holding right now. The Clips team total under 99.5. And if Paul George and James Harden are about to come out and do that again and beat me here, so be it. But what have we seen for most of this series? Now, I know recently it's gone over the total a little bit. We've seen a lot of slow-paced basketball. We've seen Dallas play great defense, but we know this Mavericks offense is capable of exploding. We were just waiting for the outside shooting to finally show up. Here's why I'm a little hesitant to lay the 8 with Dallas. Their three-point shooting at home in this series has been terrible. In games 3 or 4, I think they're shooting... I think they're shooting like 27% as a team. Don't quote me on that. It's bad, though. So Dallas three-point shooting at home is terrible. It's one of the worst amongst active playoff teams. Now, it's only 2 games, but I'm a little worried about laying 8 points with the team if the threes aren't going to be falling. Luka Doncic has not shot well from 3. Even last game where he played well, he was still 25%. What was he, 2 for 8 from 3? Something like that. So the outside shooting really hasn't been there for Dallas, and we're talking about laying a big number in a playoff game. I need those threes to fall. So I'm a little hesitant to lay the 8, but I will put a Mavericks logo up underneath me here because that's the only way I'd bet it. But I might just go into this game with my team total under and say forget it.
You know, I actually like your team total under. I hadn't thought about that, but the 3-point regression, I kind of feel like it should be coming though here, and it's just based on you can't.
You want to
like,
pay to see it though? Do we want to pay to see it?
No, I don't want. I do not want to pay to see it. So I kind of feel like, I came on yesterday and we were talking about the Knicks and the 76ers. Shout out to your Knicks for getting them, getting those boys up out of there. But I told you, like, I can't really get a good feel, and that's how this one feels. It's all about 3-point variance. If Dallas is if both teams are making their threes, no rocket science will need to tell you that this game is going to fly up and over the total. But we have seen the Clippers in the 2 games that they play in Dallas this series. Now they have shot 48% from the 3-point line in those 2 games. So I mean, you kind of like, this is the series that I kind of feel like goes back and forth. I don't think that the Clippers are a better team, especially without Kawhi. But I can see them keeping it within the number. Like, I really could if those threes are falling. Now, there is a world where Dallas comes out and plays that same lockdown defense that they played in Game 5 and, just in this one as well. So I didn't play the game, but if I had to play it out, I think like you said, the 8 is sharp. I would take the points with the Clippers in this spot. The reason why it's not an official bet, just for everybody that's watching, is because I've seen James Harden really tuck his tail in elimination games, specifically in Philly last year, where he just looks like a shell of himself. And he has another game 4 like he just had in Game 5. He has a Game 6 this time like he had in Game 5, where he shoots like 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. The Clippers absolutely have not enough offense without him being, the type of the upside to what he can be. And that's why I didn't bet it. But I think 8 is a tad bit too many points here. I think that the line makers set this one because they don't want to just give out a gift because we all expect Dallas to win. So they did set it a tad bit too far, and I would be taking the 8 if I had to. Proverbial gun to my head, I'm taking the points with the Clippers here.
I think I would be, if I wasn't going to lay the 8 with Dallas, I think I'd be closer to just betting the under than to taking the 8 with the Clippers. If I like the Clippers, I would probably just take the under and hope for like a 99-95 game.
I think it's fair.
After we just saw Dallas like 123 points, and I think this is a super sharp low total. The poll loves the over. Actually, it's 11% to 8%. I shouldn't say the poll loves the over, but let's see what the community's favorite side in total is in this one.
Both of these games, I kind of feel like you want to take the road team total under to stay away from the full game under, because it feels like both of these offenses can kind of explode. We've seen, and it's hard to say Orlando offense and explode in the same sentence, but I mean, they went well over their team total in both of those Game 3 and Game 4s.
Right. So I'm going to run a poll right now. Let's see what everyone's favorite side is first. So we got they liked both favorites today. So they like the and they should. I mean, what are favorites 4-0 in the last? I believe the favorites are 4-0 against the spread. Oh no, I'm sorry. Philly was favored last night. My bad.
No, you said
the favorite. I had the favorites 2 nights ago on Wednesday night. Went 2-0. Then I took the dogs and went 0-2. So yeah, the favorites are 4. Wait, what am I talking about? I'm bugging. I took the Phillies minus the Sixers -3. The Knicks won. Well. Wow, this is everyone likes the Magic as their favorite side. So yeah, this is definitely. I can end this poll now. It's a runaway. Magic, the community's favorite side is Magic -3.5, and it's not close. And then we'll do a poll with all 4 totals. Cleveland, Orlando under 200.5. Cleveland, Orlando over 200.5. LAC, Dallas under 208. LAC, Dallas over 208. All right, what's the community's favorite total?
What's your favorite total?
I would say the under in this one, the second game.
Under. Both teams struggle from 3-point line.
It's super slow pace.
Yeah.
I can see Harden like slowing the pace down a lot.
It was 91.4 game 1, 88.9 game 2. It dropped even lower game 3, 88.1. Game 4 went up to 94. Game 5 came back down slightly, right about the same, 91.9. So, if we expected like around 88, I definitely would agree with you, and I think it's a sharp look towards the under. And dating back to 2004, home favorites up 3-2 are 28-20-3 to the under, 58%. And since 2014, in that same scenario, 12-6 to the under. So 66% of games with the home favorite up 3-2 do trend to go towards the under.
Well, community likes both overs, and specifically, they like the over in Cleveland, Orlando the best. So
Orlando team total over.
Yeah. So the community's favorite side is Orlando -3.5, and the community's favorite total is the over in the Cleveland-Orlando game at 200.5. So if you wanted to bet the community's opinion, Orlando team total over, like Chris just said. That's what the community likes. Judging by these numbers, that would be at 102.5, if my math is correct.
101.101.5 -115 on DraftKings, best number I see available right now.
So if you want to back the community's opinion, it would be Magic team total over 101.5. And based on what the Magic offense did in games 3 and 4 in the 2 home games, that's a solid bet. They were shooting the lights out. Will that happen again? We'll have to wait and see. But all right, let's talk some Major League Baseball. Make sure you guys give Chris a follow. His Twitter's right there. He's also tagged in the tweet. He uploads his own content on. He's got his own channel. He does some early morning stuff. If you want to get on some lines early, so make sure you show some support. Chris,
peace, Cal. Best of luck, man. Best of luck to the community as well.
Talk to you later, man. All right. I hear a can opening in my headphones, which means Toast is cracking open a monster in the background. Oh, that was Prop Beaver. What kind of can are you opening? Whoop ass? You're not opening a beer.
I'm going out later, so thought to open up a beer.
You cracked a beer on the air?
Beaver.
Yeah, why not?
What are you, stone cold? All right.
Why can't I be?
All right. You ready, Toast?
Yeah.
His camera's like out of focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know why it's doing that.
Such an odd problem to have.
Back your head up like this. Oh, there we go. There we go.
There we go.
No, you're good now. It's fixed. All right. All right, Orioles at Reds. And this one comes down to, what are your thoughts about I mean, I'm pretty sure it comes down to what are your thoughts about Cole Irvin and Great American Ballpark? Are the Reds, can they hit lefties? Do you trust Cole Irvin to make a road start here?
Who's going first?
Whoever wants
You go
to.
first, Toast. I know you actually have a play in this game.
Yeah, I took the Reds last night on the money line at plus 100. That's gone now. They're like the minus 120 range, whatnot. So I don't know if I love them at minus 120, but I do think that the Reds can win this ball game today. Not so much a bet. I mean, first of all, Cole Irvin, like Sauce just talked about, a lefty. The Reds haven't really been doing anything at the plate. This is, I mean, me betting against Cole Irvin, who hasn't given up a run in his last 2 starts. I think that's going to break sooner or later. Second, this is more of a bet on Hunter Green. What I saw in Texas from him, his last start, 7 innings, 1 run. I understand he was on the road. It wasn't in Great America Ballpark, but his start before that, he did go 7 innings against the Phillies and gave up 4 runs. I would be lying if I was saying I wouldn't be a little bit worried about the Boston or the Baltimore bats, but at the same time, they just got done playing a tough series against Oakland where they struggled. They just got done playing the Yankees, and now they got to get on a plane, and they don't have the starting pitching advantage. I understand that a lot of their guys in the bullpen didn't go yesterday, but they still have been worked a lot over the past week. I just think that it was a really good spot to play the Reds at plus money right there. Again, I don't know if I'd play it at minus 120, but I like my spot at plus 100.
Brewers just tied the game.
Let's just let it go. Nope, this is good juju. Just let them. As soon as I got on the show, I started the show, they started scoring. Let's just keep the scoring up, Brew Crew.
They started scoring. They scored 1 run.
Shh.
Okay, all right. Prop Beaver, what are your thoughts?
In this game, I'd probably go with the over 9 or pass. I mean, Irvin, not particularly all my respect. Sure, he's looked good his last 2 starts, but I'm not going to forget the first 3 where he looked like absolute shit. XFIP in both spots just basically tells us he's a mediocre pitcher. Reds have performed much better against lefties thus far. It's kind of been hit or miss in terms of production, but they're averaging 4 runs per game off the last 7 they've faced. I mean, just strictly off the lefty, not in the whole game. Just off the lefty, they're averaging 4 runs per game. I'm not the biggest fan of backing Hunter Green at home. That's the reason I'm really not getting to the Reds here. I guess that it helps that the Orioles are lefty heavy, but the simple matter of the fact is, yes, he does throw a fastball, and the Orioles are not good at hitting the fastball, but his secondary pitch is the slider. He throws that 45% of the time. They've absolutely murdered the slider. So it's hard to really predict what's going to happen there. I see 6 innings of 3 or 4 run ball from Green here. O's used a ton of guys out of their bullpen last night. And while the Orioles are known as and on top of that, the Orioles are known as bullpen killers. And since his bullpen has been mediocre, so that's where I lean there. But I don't love this one.
Yeah, I did notice that the Orioles haven't been hitting bullpens like that recently, though. I was looking at those numbers the last.
Absolutely.
The last 14 days they were like 23rd, 24th against in innings 6 through 9.
To be fair though, they did just face a Yankees bullpen for 4 games. It's like one of the top in baseball.
Yeah,
it's one of the top with a shitty xFIP. All right. To be honest, I wanted to be on the other side. I'm not going to bet it because I'm not going to fade Toast. And I didn't.
Well, I wouldn't mind you betting Baltimore especially if you can get them at plus 100. I mean, we're both sitting with plus 100 tickets. I mean, I'm not. You can. I mean, I don't take it personally.
It's more the reason I wanted to bet Baltimore is my thoughts on these starting pitchers. I don't think Cole Irvin's quite as bad as people think, and I don't think Hunter Green's quite as good as people think. So even though the Reds,
I'm not a Hunter Green guy. I mean, Beaver's right. He hasn't been good at home. He's been really good on the road. But again, I think his last 2 starts were really impressive to me personally, and I think that he builds off of that and pitches well at home today. So that's what I was betting on. Like I said, minus 120 with the Reds is a little bit different.
Right, you got it at plus 100. So
yeah.
I'm not even going to add Baltimore to my watch list. It'll be Baltimore pass for me. Thank God for baseball last night, by the way. I went 0-2 in the NBA, but 2-0 in MLB to save the night. Yo, Strohs was such a sharp call by you two guys. I tailed that and put it on my ticket as well. It was very sharp.
Yeah, that was massive. I was flipping out on them in the
you were flipping out. I had them on the run line.
Yeah. I was bugging out. I'm like, Alex Bregman's a disgrace. Nobody signed him next season. For the love of God, I was going off.
We talked about him on the pod last night.
Yeah, he's struggling.
All right. Rockies on the road in Pittsburgh. I mean, I would love to fade the Pirates as minus 172 favorites with Perez. I'm not a Perez guy at all. You did? You took the Rockies?
Rockies first 5. I didn't play the full game. I don't want to touch the Rockies bullpen, but I did play the Rockies first 5, and I'm pretty confident in it. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed winner, but if you're going to give me a huge plus price,
wait. Whose over graphic is this?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's what I just said for the last game.
Oh. You said over?
Yeah,
Was it a lean? Did you phrase it as a lean?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
definitely not a play. Yeah.
Because you said that, I didn't realize we had a graphic for it. So.
No, I mean, not the end of the world.
No, it's cool.
And I thought he was talking about this game.
So he's taking the Rockies first 5 here.
Yeah, Rockies first 5 plus 140. Okay, I guess I'm a little bit of a Cal Quantrill guy. I know that he's terrible, but he has shown flashes in 2 of his last 3 starts of what we know him to be. 6 innings against Seattle, 3 hits, 0 runs. 6 innings on the road at Philadelphia, 4 hits and a run. His last start against Houston at home, he just got absolutely throttled. But again, that's in Coors Field. He faced this Pirates. He has decent numbers against this Pirates lineup. No one's really seen him a lot. And then the Pirates, on the other hand, they're coming home from a West Coast road trip. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian Reynolds is the only guy that has really good numbers against him. I knew there was one. But Pittsburgh's coming home from a West Coast road trip. They played San Francisco and Oakland. They looked terrible. They've looked terrible their last 20 games, their last 10 games. They're 5-15 their last 20. They're 3-7 their last 10. And Martin Perez isn't a guy that I really trust that much. I understand that the Rockies are bad, but I think Pittsburgh is just as bad or pretty damn close. So if you're going to give me the Rockies hitting with their better split against lefties in a plus 140 spot where they on the road, they've been scoring a couple runs in games. I mean, I understand that Miami's bad, but guess what? So is Pittsburgh. So at plus 140, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I mean, the Pirates' offensive numbers are so bad. You know what? I actually want to bring this up on the screen. That's how bad they are. 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, so let me zoom in so you can see it. So look at the Pirates' hitting numbers as of late here. Pirates, I'll zoom in even more. I don't know if they can see that. So, Pirates bats. Oh, that's not Pirates bullpen. Pirates bats. Last 7 days, dead last in every category. Last 14 days, dead last in every category. Last 30 days, 27, 28, 27. Pirates bats versus righties. Dead last 14 days. Pirates bats at home. Shit. Across the board. So, I mean, how do we not say, like, there's at least some value on a plus 145 dog against that? It's kind of hard to argue with that. Now, I mean, not that and I'll bring it back up, not that the Rockies numbers against lefties are anything to write home about here.
Right. I'm not trying to make a case that they are.
This is too small of a sample size for lefties last 7 days. But it's not like the Rockies are hitting lefties, but I think I'm going to put up a Rockies logo here. I think the Pirates are that bad.
So do I.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in full agreement. It's either Rockies or pass. I mean, I don't plan on playing it as much as I feel like it does offer some value.
I think I'm going to put for the first time this season.
I just don't think he's very good. What?
For the first time this season.
You're going to put him on the maybe list?
I'm going to put the Colorado Rockies on the watch list for the first time this season.
On the maybe list. Okay, very cool.
I'm not like you guys. I don't just go. I don't like to make a habit of betting the Colorado Rockies.
I think the one positive here is that before leaving for Mexico, Cal had 3 quality starts in a row.
Oh
he
my
had
God.
2 ERA, a 287 WOBA, 122 WHIP. I mean, the xFIP was horrible, so he probably did get a bit lucky. I mean, it is Cal Quantrill, but like, who's to say that luck doesn't carry over into here? I mean, he did get lit up by the Astros, but the altitude over there, I mean, anybody should get lit up. So, yeah, that's the way
I said Colorado, and I had Mexico in big bold letters in my notes. Sorry about that.
All right, so let's end the poll. And community likes the Rockies slightly. It's 43%, 41%. So the community is pretty split down the middle, but there are definitely a lot of people watching right now that are down to bet the Rockies. So let's do it. I'm going to bet that, actually. It'll be a smaller bet, but I'm going to take the Rocks.
Yeah, I only put a half a unit on it, but yeah.
Why not?
Thank you for bringing up the Mexico point, Beaver.
No problem, my friend.
Giants on the road at Phillies. Here's the thing. This is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here, Prop Beaver. You got Aaron Nola at home as a favorite, which is a spot we don't like to bet, but it's the Giants lineup against righty. So you have to bet one of them. Jesus. Brewers score again.
Yeah. And this one, it's just a lean. Again, really don't love this game. I promise I do have bets today. I think I'm about to have 7. I don't love this game. I furthermore hate the idea of backing this dog shit offense, but this is the Phillies' first game back from a long road trip, a spot I was already looking to fade them. And we've got Nola coming off a 10K performance. Now, on the surface, you're probably like, what the hell is the significance of this dude throwing 10Ks? Well, an account I followed pointed out that Nola has typically gotten shelled after these performances, with opponents averaging 7 runs per game. Now, if you look at his recent runs allowed in his last 5 starts following the 10K performance, we have 5, 6, 5, 8, and 5, losing that all 5 times. I feel like once you start trusting Nola, that's when he lets you down the hardest after an incredible April. I could see an uncharacteristic performance here, so I would take the plus 145 with the Giants, but I mean, you're not going to get me banging down the door for you to place that bet. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, the Phillies are still hot against righties. Hicks definitely does have some walk issues that the Phillies can exploit. It's just that's where I think I would go here.
I'm with you on it's a bad spot for the Phillies bats, and the Phillies bats could be flat, but there's just no way I can get behind the Giants lineup against a right-handed pitcher, especially Nola, who looks pretty solid this year. So I can't get to the Giants. I might be down to bet a real sharp under.
Yeah, I gave under 8 out last night. It's at 7.5 now.
So toast. Thinking the same. Good shit.
Yeah. So regardless, I think that Aaron Nola is going to give me 7 or 8 innings, and if he gives me 7 or 8 innings, we'll go 6 or 7 innings of 2 or 3 run baseball. I think that's what we're going to get out of him, and I'll take that. Jordan Hicks, again, like Beaver said, does have some walk issues. Didn't walk anybody his last start. Had 9 strikeouts. It was against the Pirates though. But like Beaver said, the Phillies are coming home from a very long road trip. Sorry, the Brewers just scored. I'm very excited right now. Phillies just came home from a very long road trip from Cincinnati to San Diego to Anaheim. So regardless if they had a day off or not, it's not a spot I like. And as Beaver actually mentioned, those bats are starting to cool off a little bit. We saw them on Wednesday. I mean, on Tuesday, they scored 7 runs, but how many did they score in the 8th and the 9th? Yeah, 1 in the 8th and 3 in the 9th. So I think that 7-run performance on Thursday or whatever, or on Wednesday, was a little bit fraudulent as well. So yeah, I like the under in this one.
All right. 66% of our viewers are taking the Phillies here. So everyone likes the Phillies. I'd lead under also, but you know what? I'll add it to the maybe list, but this is a serious maybe. Next up, Blue Jays on the road in DC to play the Nats. You guys know what I'm betting in this one. Actually, Prop Beaver, you know, right? You're muted, dude.
Yeah, I do know. Why don't you talk about it?
I will.
Okay.
Let me just get the poll running first.
Oh, I was trying to do a little transition for you right there. A little toss around. Little tossing of the pigskin.
Yeah.
Fumble the football.
All right. So, yeah, I took Washington's under here. I don't know if I have a graphic for it, to be honest. But I'll... Andy, did you make a Nationals team total under graphic? Did you really? Nice. Let's see. Just a fade of the Washington Nationals bats. The Blue Jays have the edge throughout here. Honestly, the Blue Jays should hit Corbin up pretty badly as well. So if you're looking Toronto here, I don't hate it. Toronto -1.5, maybe pair Toronto with somebody. But I felt safer just fading the Nationals bats who, without Lane Thomas in the lineup, the only bat in there that really scares me is C.J. Abrams, and he's a lefty, and lefties aren't hitting off Kikuchi, and that's what Toast isn't understanding. If you're a lefty, you're not going to hit off Kikuchi. So you can't rely on C.J. Abrams tonight because lefties are batting like 140 against Kikuchi. So there's just not enough horses in that Nationals lineup. It's a red-hot Kikuchi who basically just started off the season poorly with a bad start in Tampa and has been lights out, pitching like an all-star since. So I expect Kikuchi to absolutely deal today. Blue Jays bullpen is also rested. They had the day off. So I think the Blue Jays bullpen, by the way, is slightly undervalued. Their numbers are obviously mixed in with numbers when Romero and Swanson were hurt. Both those guys are now healthy and active. So the Blue Jays bullpen, I think, is undervalued. It's rested. They got Kikuchi on the mound. Wouldn't be surprised if the Nats get shut out here.
Toast, let's hear you now. I'm assuming you're on the other side.
Yeah, I'm on Nats first 5 money line at plus.
Oh, the Nats are going to get to Kikuchi?
Nats money line, or Nats first 5 money line at plus 160. Look, I'm not going to make a case about anything that Kyle just said. And I think I 100% agree with the Toronto bullpen. That is something that everybody needs to realize. With those two guys back, all those terrible numbers from the last couple of weeks, I don't think mean as much. 100,000% agree with that. I just think that Washington's the better baseball team right now. The fact of the matter is Washington's playing 500 baseball at minimum, while Toronto's 3-7 their last 10 and 9-11 their last 20. I get that Patrick Corbin has been rocked by the Jays multiple times. I get that. But he also has pitched pretty damn well at home this year at times. He just blanked the Dodgers. I mean, he went 6 innings. He gave up 9 hits and 4 runs against the Phillies. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's possible that Patrick Corbin can pitch well here. But I'm just telling you that I don't trust this Blue Jays team. I'm definitely not laying heavy juice with them with everybody on the other side. I understand the Nationals are in a bad travel spot, but the Nationals are also a bunch of 20-some-year-old kids. I'm not really worried about it. So yeah, I'm more than comfortable taking my Nats first 5. I don't want to do anything with the bullpen, but I will definitely take my chances with this team.
And not to mention the Nats never hit at home. Wanted to add that on there. And if you're wondering about the Blue Jays numbers versus lefties, they're actually not terrible. I wouldn't go as far to say this is a dangerous lineup against lefties, but they are better against lefties than they are against righties. So I don't hate the spot for the Blue Jays bats, but I'm sticking with I don't want to rely on Toronto's bats, so I'm sticking with the team total under here.
And Washington has really bad numbers at home because they played Houston and LA, which has really decent starting pitching at the time.
I mean, this is Kikuchi, though. It's not like this is not decent starting pitching.
So in this one, I would go with the Jays run line. We got Corbin on the bump here. He's gotten murked by the Jays in the past. He's obviously struggled thus far. The XFIP does suggest he's gotten a bit unlucky, and he's at home, which is a bit of good news. But where you want to back Corbin is at home in those day starts. At night, he's kind of just as bad as he is everywhere else, to be completely honest with you. And if you look at Toronto, sure, the numbers against lefties aren't great. They're only 11th in WRC+, 15th OBP, 19th in slug. But, I mean, they faced Cole Reagans for 2 starts, Rodon, Framber Valdez. So, I mean, they face some tough competition. And in terms of their actual numbers versus expected numbers, they're second in xOBP, 6th in xslug, 6th in xWOBA. I think that finally seeing a lefty that's very vulnerable, those numbers are finally going to rise, and they're going to get some of those results there. On the other side, we got Kikuchi. Normally, this is a guy I'm looking to fade on the road, but I mean, the dude's just been excellent thus far. Last 5 starts have been phenomenal. He's been definitely a bit more vulnerable on the road, but even his last 2 road starts this season have both been really good. And as Kyle mentioned, I'm a bit scared about the Nats against a lefty without Lane Thomas. Yeah, they were able to hit up Weathers and Rogers, who I'm really not big fans of, but Andrew Heaney dealt against them. 7 innings of 1-run baseball. And if Kikuchi's able to neutralize Abrams with the lefty-on-lefty splits, I just don't really trust anybody besides, I guess, Senzel and Young, the guy Young that Kamish brought up yesterday, to hit lefty. So, yeah, it's either it's Jays -1.5 or pass. Meneses is just nowhere where he's been in the past against lefties. That's what really stinks, because he used to be a lefty killer. I don't know what is going on with him against lefties this year. Also, massive advantage in the pen. If the Jays are leading early, we'll get the low leverage guys for the Nats who absolutely stink.
Who absolutely stink. All right. Next up, Mets Rays, and I got CLV here, gentlemen. Kobe King of CLV.
You're still linked with the Rays.
Yeah, in a beautiful spot.
It is a beautiful spot. Toasty can't see it; he's blinded.
No, I cannot see it.
He's just not seeing the board. He's not seeing the board. So the Rays are the move here. And
yeah, absolutely.
I got it at -130. So
good luck.
Good luck to you, my friend.
The Rays have the advantage in possibly every aspect of the game in this spot. So first off, Savale is better than Quintana. Quintana has underlying numbers that suggest regression is on the way in a major, major way. I don't really trust Quintana at all. In fact, this dude is so due for a bad start. It could be right here. You got the Rays lineup coming home from an ugly-ass road trip. They had a day off. They get to see a very hittable lefty in Quintana at home. At home against lefties has been their comfort zone for 2 years. So it's a perfect bounce-back spot for the Rays bats. You got Savale pitching against a Mets lineup that has seemingly forgot how to hit right-handed pitching. The Mets have been terrible against righties out of nowhere. Savale's been pretty good this year. And then when it gets to the bullpen, I know you're all thinking, oh, the Mets bullpen has been lights out. Yeah, that's true. They are taxed to all hell. The Mets bullpen has been overused. The Rays had a day off. So, yeah, the Mets have a better bullpen than the Rays. Edwin Diaz threw 2 innings yesterday. He's not going to be available. Ottavino, I think Raley, a couple of their high-leverage guys.
Diaz is available. That's not true. Diaz will be available today.
He threw 2 innings yesterday.
I think that's crazy, Toast.
He threw 24 pitches. He threw 24 pitches yesterday. He threw 20 pitches last Sunday, and then he threw 19 on Monday. There's no way in hell he's not available after having the prior 2 days off. No way in hell.
Okay, maybe.
I disagree.
Jesus.
I don't think that Diaz is going to be available. Here is the Mets bullpen situation.
To the world, he's available, just so you guys know.
Taxed to all hell. So normally the Mets would have the bullpen advantage. Not here. Not here. I actually like the Rays bullpen, who's very rested. I think the Rays are the move here, and obviously the market reflects that. Was at minus 30. It's now at minus 147. So I got closing line value. I'm on Tampa. I'm fading my own team.
Yep, I'm also on Tampa here. Kyle took a lot of what I would basically say against them. One thing I will say, Quintana's been absolutely murdered by the Rays in the past. 500 average, 1193 OPS. I mean, sweet mother of pearl. The surface level numbers for Quintana suggest, oh, he's pretty good. 3.48 ERA. That's nice. What about the 1.34 whip, the 44% hard hit rate, the 6x ERA? I mean, that is absolutely gross. He's coming off a great home start against St. Louis, 8 innings pitched against a bottom 5 offense against lefties. Congratulations. Now he's on the road where he has been significantly worse, not only this year, but all the way going back to 2020, where his ERA is 2 whole points higher. I know that the Rays have struggled against lefties lately, but this is their better split. We all know that. And look at the last 4 lefties they faced. I mean, Tariq Skubal, stud. Nestor Cortez at home. The guy owns a 1.23 ERA this year at home. He's been elite. Reed Detmers, stud. And then Patrick Sandoval, who sucks, but for some reason always pitches well at Tampa. On top of that, he pitched against them 2 straight starts. For some weird reason, I feel like the opposite happens every time. So if you get rocked, you're going to pitch well. If you pitch well, you're going to get rocked the next time. So I'm not even going to really take that much from that. We're getting them at home. They're wearing those new jerseys, the fresh-ass new jerseys that they're rocking with the City Connect. So you look good, you feel good, you play good, you fuck good. Deion Sanders said it best. They're going to be hitting the ball well tonight. And Aaron Savali, this is a perfect bounce back spot. I mean, what has he struggled thus far with? Limiting power. The Mets against Savali's pitch mix are 29th in ISO, 28th in hard hit percentage, and 25th in barrel rate. And they're not hitting righties right now. So I think that Savali's going to be able to keep it in the park here. I'm laying the run line in the first 5. Rays first 5, minus a half run, minus 105. I really like the spot for the Rays here.
Toast?
Mets money line. I will continue to say it. I'm not a day in hell will I lay juice with this Tampa Bay Rays team. Everything that they said is true, except for the fact that they are 2-8 their last 10. They are playing like dog shit. I do not trust this team anyway, shape or form. Mets plus 130. I'll take my chances any day of the week.
Toast, along with the world, taking the Mets, even though the line's moving the other way. Next up,
I don't see very many people taking the Mets.
Well, our poll is all over the Mets.
Okay. Well, what about the books and stuff? What do they say?
I'll
I
call
see
him.
a lot of Tampa money. Lots.
I got to call my guy Vinny.
Yeah, call Vinny and see how he's doing.
Tigers, Yankees. I mean, I don't know how you don't look at that and don't see that the Mets would be a public dog there. It's not about like what the data says. Like, everyone's going to be betting the Mets and fading the Rays. All right, Tigers on the road in Yankee Stadium. Reese Olson pitching against Stroman. I didn't even look at this game.
Okay,
I bet,
cool.
I bet Detroit money line last night at like plus 150 or something like that. Not sure what it's at now. 145 I got it at. But I just think that the Tigers are playing really good baseball right now, and I don't really like the spot for New York. They're coming home from a road trip from Milwaukee and Baltimore, both series that I understand that they absolutely slaughtered Milwaukee, but then they came home, they played a 4-game set against a division rival in Baltimore. They're not going to have a day off. I'm not worried about the flight or anything. I'm just saying emotionally, that's a lot. And Reese Olson has pitched fantastic for the Tigers. I understand that he's 0-4 on the year, but he's going in and he's not really – he had one bad start on the road at Pittsburgh, but after that, he followed up at home, 6 1/3 innings, 1 run against Texas, on the road at Minnesota, 5 innings, 2 runs, on the road at home against Kansas City, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. And then last year, he faced this New York team. It was at home, but he struck them out 10 times in 4 1/3 innings. So I think he's going to come in here with confidence. I trust the Detroit bullpen. They had the day off yesterday. Detroit's 7-10 they're 7-3 their last 10 games. They're playing really good right now. I'll take my chances with a big dog in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not going to tail that one, but I do understand it. There's no way I'd bet the Yankees at that price here. So I understand that. Prop Beaver, you have a look here?
Yeah, I bet the same thing as Toast.
Really?
This is one of my plays today.
I'm not going to tail it.
Absolutely. Definitely fading those Yanks. I feel like the Yankees are one of the streakier offenses in baseball. And we got the very underrated Reese Olson on the mound. With the bats looking lifeless last few days, I feel like there's just value on Detroit here. It's hard to make many good points about Detroit bats against righties, but you look at the last 14 days, 14th in WRC plus, 9th in ISO. So we've seen some dramatic improvement there. And Mr. Marcus Stroman, I'm a Stroman guy, but after an excellent first 2 starts to begin the year, the last 4 have been dreadful. 5.95 ERA, 4.18 WOBA, 2.3 home runs per 9, 6.19 FIP. I mean, that was against a cold Milwaukee lineup, the A's, the Blue Jays, and the Marlins. That is weak competition right there. On the other side, we got Reese Olson. He's been rock solid thus far. 3.18 ERA, hasn't allowed a home run, 49 ground ball rate, and a 7.2 barrel rate. So he's putting balls on the ground. He's limiting hard contact. And if you take out the one bad start against the Pirates while they were red hot to start the year, his other 4 starts, 150 ERA, 104 whip, 15 K to BB percentage. I know the Yankees were hot heading into that series against Baltimore, but the 4 righties they faced in that series absolutely clamped them. I mean, 1.93 ERA, 1.16 whip. If this lineup is in the midst of one of those mini slumps, then it's even harder to justify backing them against a Detroit bullpen that's been really good this far. So I'm just going to take my chances here at the big plus price. I feel like this is way more of a coin flip than the books are giving it credit for.
My man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers here, and I completely get it. Stroman, couple really ugly-looking starts in a row. Tigers have gotten to Michael Wacha recently. They got to Brady Singer recently. So the Tigers, we've seen them get to righty starters. Actually, also, check this out, Toast.
I saw that. I used your thing.
Oh, yeah? You've been using it? I didn't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Since
I forgot there's like 1 or 2 pitchers that don't have actual pitchers.
They all will. Yeah.
I didn't know if you cared, but those are like tiny things.
It'll be fixed. See, Reese Olson's one of them.
Like it matters. I just didn't know if you wanted to know that stuff.
No, we'll fix them as it takes 2 seconds. We're doing it as we go along, but the data is correct, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tigers versus bullpens right here. This is what Toast is talking about. This is so when this graphic Tigers versus bullpens. Technically, it's Tigers in innings 6+. That's what that data is. I have it labeled at that. But technically, it's Tigers in innings 6+. Check this out. Last 30 days, last 13 days, last 7. Are the Tigers the Marlins of last year? Remember the Marlins, the bullpen killers? All right, screw it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was looking at. Like, dude, the Yankees bullpen is good, but if we got the bullpen killers, like, I'll take my shot there.
I'll tell you guys. I'm just going to – I'll tell you.
I really think that Spencer Torkelson's going to hit a homer tonight. It's about time.
I hope so.
Me too.
All right. So actually, the poll
he's had a hit in 4 of his last 5 games. Beaver. He's warming up.
The polls on Detroit here, 50%, 42. Not overwhelmingly. It's pretty split, but there's a lot of people out there riding the Tigers with us. Let's do it, Tigers Nation.
Not a lot of squares watch this show. Okay.
When yesterday we went 3-0 on sweeps. By the way, guys.
Yeah.
Angels at Guardians.
think it's one of the only games I didn't bet today.
Soriano, Tanner Bybee spelled wrong. Andy. All right. So we got Angels on the road in Cleveland here. I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet. Doesn't sound like Toast has anything he likes in this one.
It's just, Cleveland was able to get a lot of their guys rested in that bullpen yesterday, but they still all worked essentially like every day last week, it seems like. So I'm not in a spot where I love the spot for the Cleveland bullpen. Bybee's been fine, actually. He had that one bad start against Chicago at home. And since then, on the road at Boston, really good. At home against Oakland, pretty good. And then on the road at Atlanta, his masterpiece, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, and 9 strikeouts. So he looked really, really good. And then Soriano on the other side, I mean, he hasn't been terrible. I would consider him like an average Major League arm right now. But this Angels team is really, really bad right now. So it's really hard to back them. If I could figure out a way to get to the Angels, I was really trying to.
Their bats, though, I mean, it's only 7 days, and you don't like the 7-day splits, but there's something. A little life.
I know. I will agree. They are scoring runs over their last 10 games. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of the last 10 games they've scored 5 runs or more. So I mean, they're starting to heat up. I don't hate it. Bybee's been really, really good. And I don't know how Cleveland's going to use that bullpen, but yeah. Yeah,
Bybee's last 2 starts have been really good. I mean,
on the road
in Atlanta.
On the road in Atlanta, exactly.
Bybee just went on the road in Atlanta through 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs. So Bybee's been dealing. Cleveland bats have completely slowed down here. Look at Cleveland bats. I mean, versus righties. Remember when they started off the season red hot against righties? Look at the last 30 days, last 14 days.
And keep in mind, Cleveland's coming home from essentially 3 dogfight series. They played a series in Boston, or a home series in Boston. Then they went on the road to Atlanta, played 2 of those 3 games in extra innings, and then they went into Houston and played 2 of those 3 games in extra innings as well. They've played 4 of their last 5 games have been in extra innings. So this is not a good spot for Cleveland.
But Cleveland does have really nice hitting numbers at home, though.
They do.
Tell me why we shouldn't even glance at Angels plus 1.5 here. You're muted, Prop Beaver.
Let me check that bullpen for the Angels.
I'm not betting this, so you could just skip it.
You're not taking the Cleveland double result I have a graphic for?
No. Honestly, after Toast brought up the fact that they have been in those 2 dogfight series, I mean, 4 of their last 5 games have gone to, extra innings. I think it would be dumb to give that out, so. No.
I'm going to Angels plus 1.5. I'm putting it on the watch list with an asterisk, though, as in this is going to be one that gets kicked off if I get.
I just don't trust Soriano against lefties. He's been horrible.
That's where I'm
against
at.
lefties thus far. So I can't bet him.
Well, hold on though. Cleveland's not hitting, and if you remember, this is a Cleveland lineup that's been terrible against righties for multiple years. So it's not completely crazy to think that this Cleveland lineup is trash against righties again. We've seen it for 2 years.
No, that's fine, but I mean, they're trash against righties. Well, Soriano's trash against lefties. One of them has to win. I think the Guardians, in my opinion, I trust to win more.
So
a trash for Soriano, just to show you guys how bad it is. Right-handed batters batting 182, OPS is 678. Left-handed batters, which is like essentially all the Guardians, 257 average, 791 OPS.
All right, Rangers are on the road in Kansas City. Royals are favored here, and you could see why. Brady Singer, who's historically has been very good pitching at home in Kansas City. Rangers certainly not the team they were last year, or at least not right now to start the season. What do you guys think about this one?
I bet the Royals personally on the money line. I sent it out last night at minus 112, I think it was. I think it's still around that same number right now.
I just got a minus 110 literally like 10 minutes ago. I just posted it.
Or what did I get it at? Oh, yeah, same 110, whatever. But yeah.
I'm seeing minus 115s now, so.
Yeah, same thing. Beaver, you can go first. I'm sure you're going to sound better than me.
Oh, cool.
You're on Royals also, Prop Beaver?
Yeah, I just locked this in. I like the spot. I mean, there's one thing that's concerning about this bet. I'll just say it out front. Brady Singer's history against Texas is awful. 0-3, 8.10 ERA, 1.8 WHIP. Now that I've addressed that, if we forget the past and we look at the here and now, the Royals have the edge in all 3 phases. Offensively, the Rangers are doing absolutely nothing against righties right now. Last 8 to face them, 2.15 ERA, 111 whip. And Singer's been awesome thus far. 2.62 ERA, 102 whip. The 348 xFIP tells us that it's legit. And while Singer has definitely struggled a bit more against lefties thus far, pretty noteworthy because the Rangers start 6 of them, he's also tended to perform much better at home, so I'm not sweating that too much. On the other side, we got Michael Lorenzen, and he's looked off thus far. 4.24 ERA doesn't seem too bad, but his heinous 13% walk rate and 5.11 xERA suggests he's not in the best of form. And in fact, if we look at Lorenzen's last 8 starts since that no-hitter versus Washington last year, his results have completely fallen off of a cliff. 6.49 ERA, 3.79 WOBA, 1.6 whip, 2 home runs per 9. Now, have the Royals' bats been great against righties lately? No, they're mediocre. 16th in WRC+, 16th in ISO, and 17th in OBP the last 2 weeks. But they've performed dramatically better against them at home. Top 7 in WRC+, ISO, and OBP in the spots. And when we head to the bullpens, both sides have their high leverage arms rested. I found something very interesting, though. So if we look at how the bullpens have performed in their respective splits, the KC pen at home is 7th in ERA, 13th in WOBA, and 11th in FIP. The Texas Rangers pen on the road is 30th in ERA, 25th in WOBA, and 23rd in FIP. At home, they're top 5 in all those categories. So I think that the value is on KC here, with pretty much everything pointing there besides the bad history for Singer. So that's what I locked in.
Prop Beaver. I'm assuming, look at this right here. Righty starters against Texas. Hunter Green, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Graham Ashcraft, 6 1/3, 7 hits, 1 run. Castillo, that's decent.
Sucks. He sucks.
6 base runners in 6 innings? That's solid. That's a solid start right there. Logan Gilbert, great start. So, yeah, righty starters. The Rangers are not getting to righty starters. So, I don't care about Brady Singer's history against the Rangers. They're not getting to righties right now, and Brady Singer's reliable at home. So I like that angle. I'm a little hesitant to back the Royals bats, though, guys. Look at this. I mean, they've fallen off. Last 7 days, one of the worst lineups in baseball.
Yeah, but look at who they faced. Chris Bassett, Jose Barrios twice, Reese Olson, Casey Mize, Rodriguez. I mean, they're facing some pretty decent Kevin Gausman.
I have them right here. Here are the righties they've seen. Casey Mize, Reese Olson, Barrios, okay. Gausman, okay. There's a couple, Corbin Burns, okay. So, yeah, there's some good arms in there. But
you can poke a little bit of holes in there. Not a lot, but you can poke a little. That's all. Not to mention the fact that the Royals are.
So tell me why I shouldn't take under here.
Yeah. I just like the Royals at home. I think that Brady Singer, you're getting him off of his worst home start of the year against Toronto. You know he wants to bounce back against them. I understand the bad history against Texas, but his start last year against them, again, he wasn't the same guy as he was this year. The other starts were 3 years ago. The Royals are 12-5 at home this year. They're just a different team when they play at home. And they won. They just beat two games against Toronto. I think they're kind of riding high right now. So yeah, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I'm taking the under here. I'm gonna put it. It's on the watch list.
I actually like that too.
Yeah, I'm down to
9?
Let me make sure that Andy did that graphic right first.
I was gonna say if it's 9, I might just tail that too. No, it's 8.5.
It might have been 9 when he made it though.
No, yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, because that's probably the sharp move.
But I'm down to take the under here. I'm completely down to fade the Rangers bats with you guys and betting the Royals, but I don't trust the Royals bats, so. I'm down with half of your handicap. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Seattle at Houston, Toast. Here we go. This is an important series to Toast. He's a diehard Mariners fan.
Are you on the other side of me?
I don't even know what you're on.
Oh.
You know what?
Well, you know what I'm on. I mean, let's look at the starting pitcher.
Oh my God. All right, Toast.
I
I guess Mariners money line or Mariners first 5. What are you doing?
Money line for me for sure. I got it at plus 100. I don't know exactly what it is right now. Let's take a look.
Minus 105. Minus 108 same. Actually.
So, first and foremost, as we know, George Kirby till I fucking die. I understand that he had 2 bad starts. Since then, he's been absolutely fantastic. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs against the Reds, 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs against the Rockies, 7 innings, 2 hits, 12 strikeouts, and no runs against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's also had really good history against this Houston lineup, this Houston team in general. Oh, and their lineup, I guess. 2 stars last year, 1-22, 16 total innings, 3 runs on, I think it was 15 hits. Not to mention that fact that Kirby has the rested Seattle bullpen behind him. All of them are rested and ready to go. Houston, another team that I've said it over and over again. I know that we cashed big with them yesterday. I don't trust them at home. And even yesterday, they didn't look really good until they started getting to the Logan Allen was in the 7th inning of his start. And then they got to hit off a couple of the really, really bad bullpen arms of the Indians, or the Guardians, excuse me. Blanco has pitched really well for them. I just don't trust it. I think that well is about to break sooner or later. And the Houston bullpen on top of that. I understand that a lot of them had the day off yesterday, but again, just like Cleveland, a lot of those guys have worked a lot in the last 3 or 4 days, not to mention the fact they've been terrible all year. So if you're going to give me Seattle, who I think has the starting pitching advantage, I think they have the bullpen advantage. I'll give you that the Houston bats probably are better than Seattle's. I'll give you that, but Seattle usually gets up for the Seattle usually gets it is at night, and Seattle usually gets up for these series against Houston. Seattle was 9-4 against Houston last year. They're ready to get this one. I really like Seattle tonight.
I mean, I'd be lying if I said Seattle doesn't seem enticing with Kirby on the mound at night. I'd be lying if I said I'm not agreeing with you to some extent. Do I actually put my money down on Seattle? Let's see what Prop Beaver thinks.
I don't have anything in terms of a side here. In fact, I would be playing both guys' K-props, but in opposite ways. So the first one I would be looking at is Blanco over 6.5 Ks plus 130. Listen, Toast, I wanted to be a non-Blanco believer. He sold me. I'm a Blanco believer. The dude's awesome.
He's faced Colorado, Washington, and Texas twice. I don't believe nothing.
In terms of Ks, what I'm looking at here, he's been awesome.
You can have Ks. Yeah, Seattle sucks.
Yeah, we've now, precisely. I mean, they are literally the worst. I mean, as I'm sure you already know by now, Mariners striking out at an ungodly rate. We've now seen 5 pitchers hit the mark for Seattle in their last 6 games, averaging 7.2. 12 of 22 righties to face Seattle have hit this absurd mark of 7 Ks, and they sit dead last in K percentage against righties, 29.6%. Now, if you look on the surface, Blanco's only over 2 of 5 starts this season, averaging 6. But look at who his 3 unders came against: the Nats and Texas in back-to-back starts. Texas is second in K percentage against righties this season through the first 5, just 17.5%, while Washington's at 11th. But when he had faced Washington, the lineup was at its purest form. They didn't have any injuries or whatever. They ranked 3rd in K percentage heading into that matchup versus righties through the first 5, 18.2%. So those are softening some of Blanco's K peripherals. And this is still a guy who's 73rd percentile in whiff rate, 29.5%. And that's music to my ears because Seattle whiffs at an absurdly high rate. He faced them last year, and he had 9 Ks against them. Yeah. His only cash of this line last year. I just think that with the improvements he's made in his arsenal and some of the tough K competition he's faced, I think that he's undervalued here, getting plus 130 for him to go over a total that seemingly a lot of good pitchers are hitting against the Seattle team these days, especially at home. So that would be my play there. And then on the other side, I would probably take Kirby under 4.5 Ks. I know that that's very, very scary. I mean, if you look, the guy's now cashing 3 straight, 6, 7, and 12. But who was that against? That was at home against Cincy, a team who strikes out at nearly just as high rate as the Mariners do. Colorado, in the day, a team who we just faded with Edward Cabrera yesterday. That was the freest shit I've ever seen. That team is horrible. And then Arizona, who all of a sudden is whiffing their hearts out. But on the road, Kirby's a guy who's gone under his last 12 or 20 starts. And and Houston is 1st in K percentage against righties this year. Last 2 times he saw him, 3 and 4 Ks. We've now seen 13 and 19 righties to face the Astros go under this total. Unfortunately, when I had Andy type it up before the show, it was at 5.5. It moved to 4.5. I would still play it at the 4.5, though. We're going to be catching plus 125 on that 4.5. We're getting a bit of a, I guess, more so of a hitter-friendly ump. So I guess that helps me here. So yeah, that's what I would be leaning with there. My logic is we place both those bets. If one of them wins, we profit. And if both of them lose, fuck. But I think that there's a chance we win both of them here.
And to Beaver's point, Seattle does strike out a lot. They're also 7-3 their last 10 striking out. And Kirby won his last 2 starts against Houston, and he only struck out 4 and 3 guys. So
I'll just put Seattle money line up, but this feels too much like a coin flip to me. So this is going to be a pass. If Houston's bats are waking up, I don't want to be on the wrong side of it. So It'll be Seattle or past. Houston came through for us last night. I had a full unit on that, so I don't want to turn my back on Houston after they did me good last night.
How do you think I feel? I've been on Houston for 6 years. This is like a whirlwind for me. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but you're a diehard Mariners fan, so.
I know.
Oh, he actually admits it now.
I'm just whatever. I'm just over it trying to fight it with you.
You've taken a fight out of him.
Padlock coming up. Let's talk about the padlock.
It's time for the padlock.
No way in hell I touch him today, though.
So Prop Beaver in the office yesterday, he said, and I quote, "Kyle, Tanner Houck might have the best stuff in Major League Baseball." Isn't that what you said?
Man,
I wish I did.
I
wish I didn't say that.
Good.
I wish I didn't say
that.
But I wish I didn't say that, but I did definitely say that. Yes. I definitely might have been speaking in hyperbole, but I just think that what Tanner Houck is doing right now is really going under the radar. This kid's absolutely fantastic. I mean, 1.6 ERA, 0.2 home run per 9, a 56 ground ball rate, 23 to K to BB percentage, 0.92 whip, 4.7 barrel rate. What the hell? His xFIP is only at 2. I mean, he is striking guys out at a high rate, walking guys at a low rate, and inducing ground balls at a high rate. That is the holy trinity to not allowing runs right there. And now he's facing a Twins offense that just, they are so good at hitting in the second half of games, but so bad in the first half of games. I'm bringing back my inning splits. Twins against righties, the first 5 innings, 26 in WRC+, 25th in ISO, 21st in OBP. You want to know what they are from the 6th inning on? First in WRC+, first in ISO, 7th in OBP. So, I mean, this team's absolutely killing bullpens, but they can't hit starting righties. I mean, in the Twins' last 4 games, 3 of them involved Michael Soroka or Chris Flexen, and they allowed 2 or less earned runs. All 3 of those times, I mean, that's flat out embarrassing. Only make matters worse when you consider Byron Buxton is injured here, and the Hawks already dealt the previous 2 times he faced Minnesota at Fenway, where he's much worse. So I think he's going to take care of business there. On the other side, we got the padlock, and the guy's been brutal thus far. 5.80. He's awful, Toast. Right now, he's awful. 5.88 ERA, 1.73 home run per 9, 1.6 whip. Is he getting unlucky? 4.21 xFIP? Absolutely. But I don't know if that's going to turn around here because he's facing Boston, and he's worse against lefties. I mean, the WOBA's much worse. The whip is much worse. The xFIP's much worse. Sox usually start 5 daily, including Devers, Abreu, and Duran. 3 of their first 4 bats and 3 of their hotter bats against righties right now. Also take into account that the Sox are killing righties right now. 4th in WRC+, 5th in ISO, 2nd in OBP against righties over the last 2 weeks. Last 8 to face them, 5.8 ERA. Somehow it gets even worse for the padlock because if you look at Boston against his pitch mix, 5th in run value, 6th in ISO, 4th in WOBA. I think that the Bucks have it right that the Twins are favored in the full game, but through the first 5, Boston on the first 5 money line at -110 is a steal. So that's what I went with.
I do have to say, do you factor in? So you're on Boston first 5, right? Okay, Boston first 5. I do have to say, do you factor in the fact? Look at the righty starters that Boston has seen to have these numbers. Wesneski, Ben Brown, Tristan McKenzie, Carlos Carrasco, Avila, Ben Lively, Mitch Keller. I mean, yeah, Boston's got some great hitting numbers, but they haven't seen a decent pitcher in some time.
When is the decent pitcher? When is the decent pitcher coming up? Is it next game?
The padlock.
I was going to say, as much as I love the padlock.
I mean, they face Pablo Lopez tomorrow, so it has to be the day after that because it's not tonight and it's not tomorrow.
That was awesome.
Toast, you on Boston too?
I'm not. I passed on this game. I respect Beaver's play a lot. The only reason I'm not playing Boston is, like you said, I'm not really sure if I trust the Boston bats. I was looking at the starters they faced. I also, it has nothing to do with Chris Paddock. I'm 3-0 betting him. I kind of want to keep it that way. I just want to pick my spots with him, and I don't want to pick it here today. I don't love the fact that Minnesota's coming home from a road trip. I understand that they've had a day off. They've won 10 games in a row against the White Sox and the Angels. At the same time, baseball's a real mental game, so if they're riding a high, I don't know if I want to step in front of that, but there's just no way I could fade Tanner Houck right now. We talked about him last night on the pod, too. Just like Beaver said, he went through all the numbers, just been fantastic. Not to mention he comes at you in some weird little sidearm way. I can see the Twins lineup having a lot of issues with it, so it'd be Boston or Pat. I would probably stick with Boston in the first 5 with Beaver, but I didn't bet this personally.
Let me ask you something. Every single person in the comments is taking the Red Sox, 80%. Everyone's taking the Red
Really?
Sox. This morning it was Minnesota minus 109. It's now Minnesota minus 122. I'm taking the Twins.
The full game price has increased, but my Red Sox first 5 money line that I went to go post at minus 106 moved to minus 110 and now is minus 125 on most books. So first 5 money line has moved in my direction, but the full game money line has moved in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So it seems the books agree with me.
Sell high on the Red Sox bats here. Twins.
Sell high. I mean, the Twins are 10-0. You should buy in with them. They're really dope. They're a good team.
Damn it, Beaver.
They've beat a lot of good teams lately to get to this point.
Twins up.
Are you betting it?
I put it on my watch list.
2 absolute fucking scrubs on the Twins.
People on the Red Sox, prop Beaver, anyone else with a pulse in a DraftKings account.
All the fake sharps are coming out to the left of me. Fake sharp 1, fake sharp 2. I can't wait for Toast to put his hard-earned money on
I'm
Chris
not going to
Paddock,
do it. You know
get
what?
to the 5th inning and be like, holy shit, why did I do that? Because Kyle's dumbass said some stupid shit? Wow.
Nope.
All right, we'll see.
Not going to do it.
We'll
you
see
know why?
We'll see who
Al
has the
got me
last
to
laugh.
bet the Padres the other day, and I wouldn't have. So I'm not going to do it.
See? Wait a second. You're saying I got you to bet a loss?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Fine. I'll take the Twins by myself. Enjoy. I'll be on the island. I'll be on Twins Island.
Hopefully it makes it off the maybe list.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. It's a hell of a list. There's a lot of selections on there. White Sox on the road at Busch here. Is that Brad Keller?
It is.
He's a member of the White
My
Sox.
worst nightmare. The worst nightmare comes back. Remember the last time I talked about Brad Keller?
Yeah,
Brad
you went on a
Keller.
rant about how much you hate Brad Keller.
He's the worst of the worst, the least talented pitcher in all the sport. It's truly incredible that we get to see him pitch again today. And honestly, if you had to ask my pick for this game, it would be to back Brad Keller or pass. Because on what planet are the Cardinals laying this price to anybody? They are one of the most disappointing, disgusting franchises in all the sports.
Yeah, I mean,
Sox or pass?
I won't be betting it either. I'll put White Sox up for me just because that's the only way I would bet. You know what? I would go right here. White Sox plus 1.5 because in doing my math last night to find out what's more profitable, the dog money line, the dog plus 1.5. If you had bet the White Sox money line all season, you're down 12 point something units. And if you would bet White Sox plus 1.5 blindly all season, you're only down 3.9. So it was a 10-unit difference. This was the biggest difference on plus 1.5 between money lines. So White Sox plus 1.5 hasn't been nearly as bad a bet as the money line. So this is the only way I'd go. That being said, probably actually, Toast, what do you think?
White Sox team total over 2.5 at minus 120. Understand how good that Sonny Gray has been, but you also have to remember this White Sox team is very familiar with Sonny Gray. Not to say that they have any very good numbers against him, but I do think that the fact that they're hitting the ball pretty well right now, and they've seen Sonny Gray a lot. I mean, Andrew Benintendi, 26 plate appearances, Robbie Grossman, 21, DeYoung, 16, Andrew Vaughn, 12. He's batting 300 against him. A lot of these guys have 10, 11 plate appearances or more against him, so they've seen him a lot. I understand that the White Sox are bad, but they're also scoring runs. So I have nothing. I don't want anything to do with the White Sox pitching staff in any way. But I mean, at 2.5 at a decent price, that's what I
wait at 2.5
for the full game.
Oh, you did the full game team total.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So White Sox team total over 2.5. Yeah, definitely. I like that too. Our poll's all over the Cardinals.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it at the price. That's just, yeah.
All right, next game. We got 3 games left. All right. So we got Miami on the road in Oakland, and I know some people in the Discord are big on Oakland here. I saw people sharing Oakland A's tickets. People are liking the Athletics in this one.
You know why, right?
No.
Because it's Miami's first game of a series. That's why.
Oh, right. They love that's the Shipley special.
Yeah. Actually, no, that's the J7 special. Actually.
Oh, that comes from J7. Oh, all right. So you sticking to it? Miami.
I bet Oakland last night.
for those of you that don't know, Miami is 0-11 this year on game 1 of
They
the
won
season.
the last one, so now they're 1-11
they
or
won?
whatever, or 1-9 or whatever. Yeah.
So
If
it's
the balloon's popped, it's popped. By the way, just to all those
I
people.
wasn't betting
I
this
mean,
game because of
yeah,
that. I'm just telling you what
No.
the Discord was talking about. That's
Yeah,
the game
no,
that
I
they
get
won when
dead trend.
Colorado went up like 5-0 or whatever, and then they lost
Yeah.
in 11.
So
Anyway,
wait,
I
they
bet
lost that game.
I know.
Oh,
that's
the
what I was trying to tell you.
Rockies won.
Yeah.
I mean, the Marlins won that game. Okay.
But either way, I bet Oakland last night at -124. I wouldn't bet them at -147. But I've been actually, if you've been following me, I've been betting Oakland a lot over the last couple of weeks, or actually over the last week and a half or so, and they've been really paying out. They've hit their team total now in four straight games for me. They won their last game yesterday. I played their money line against Pittsburgh. They're at home, and keep in mind, Oakland's 7-3 their last 10, 11-9 their last 20. They're playing pretty damn good baseball, and some of those losses were on the road at Baltimore, on the road at the Yankee Stadium. JP Sears is coming off a really, really bad start against Baltimore, but Baltimore crushes lefties, and it was on the road. JP Sears, one start at home this year against St. Louis, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. Oh, I'm sorry, he got cleaned up against Cleveland in his first start, but since then he's been really damn good. And then Ryan Weathers, I mean, he's been decent for the Fish. I will give him that, especially compared to what he's been in the past. He's not a guy I trust. He started to show a little bit of vulnerability his last couple starts. I understand one of them was against the Braves, but the Nationals really got to him. Miami played an extra innings game on Thursday. Now they got to get on a plane and come here to Oakland. Oakland hits lefties better than they do righties. So like I said, I really like Oakland here. Not to mention the fact that Oakland's going to have everybody they need in their bullpen ready to go. So if they use those arms tonight, probably not going to be good for tomorrow. So then maybe we can start talking about some Miami bets if we ever get there. But yeah, definitely Oakland tonight.
The Marlins got to a couple lefties in a row here, Proppy, where they got to Corbin and they got to Mitchell Parker.
Yeah, for me, it's Marlins or pass.
That's what I was thinking too.
At this point, the value has pushed, in my opinion. Like if you were gonna bet the A's, I think when Toast locked them in last night, he got a pretty good price on them too, because I was looking to take him. But now at this point where like the A's are nearly like -150, I mean,
that's
like
ridiculous.
I mean, like the A's suck too, guys. Let's not forget that. I mean, I know that they're performing definitely a bit better than the Marlins, but like they did use Mason Miller and Urseg, I think, back-to-back days before they got the day off yesterday, so they're at least a little bit taxed. I mean, and also, I mean, the Marlins have won 3 straight, just like the A's have won their last 5 or 6, so that would be the only way I lean. Do I love it? No. Oh, also on top of that, Ryan Weathers, while a scrub, always performs better on the road. So yeah, that'd be the way I lean here. Marlins or pass, but definitely not betting this game.
T Wheel says, "Give me the Marlins. Y'all are tripping with this A's coin flip. Give me the A's. It's a coin flip with any bad team," which I agree. But I'm not. Put the Marlins not making the watch list, but I honestly do think at +122, if you can get +122, +125, something like that, I don't think it's a bad bet.
I would agree with that too, especially with the market the way it is now.
Padres in the desert. Beaver, do you want to talk Snakes baseball?
Actually, this is the lone game I didn't even take a sniff of a look at, so I have nothing to say.
I thought you were.
I know a lot of people are on cease outs today, so a lot of people I like too. So it's not like I'm saying, oh, that's a public play, yada yada yada.
People you trust.
A lot of people I like on cease outs today, yeah. So maybe that would be a look, but I haven't looked at that game yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to look at it, honestly.
I know
we're about to see a Dylan Cease masterclass.
Okay. So I know Toast is always down to talk Snakes baseball.
I'd rather talk Friars baseball, but sure, we can talk Snakes.
So you're on Padres here.
Yeah, I actually bet the Padres twice. Might be regretting this, but Padres first 5 run line and Padres Padres money line for me. I think that Dylan Cease absolutely shoves here tonight. He's coming off a start against Philadelphia, a red-hot Philadelphia team. He got absolutely throttled in that game. But prior to that, on the road, start in Colorado, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. Start in Milwaukee, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. In San Francisco, after they had just saw him his previous start before that, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Arizona can't hit right-handed pitching to save their life. I understand how bad the Padres have looked over their last couple games. Well, let's just call it 10 games. this is a spot in general, not just with the Padres, in general in Major League Baseball that I like. A team that didn't look good in a homestand, backing them their first game on the road. I love that spot for them. Like I said, in any Major League Baseball team, now with the Padres, everybody's rested and ready to go in their bullpen. They didn't use them all yesterday. They are a little bit taxed from earlier in the week, but everything that I read said that they're ready and good to go today. Slade Cecconi has actually been really good for them, but I just think that the Padres offense is going to wake up here. They've scored 6 runs in their last 2 games. Tatis and Machado, all their expected numbers are like 2 times what their numbers are saying they should be. So it's sooner or later that dam's going to break and they're going to really break out. And not to mention, last but least, the thing that kind of pushes me over the edge is Tatis has extremely good numbers in this ballpark. This is the number 1 ballpark that he hits in. This is the one where he hit that controversial grand slam and whatnot. So I'm big on the Friars. I get that I'm a Padres fan. I promise that has nothing to do with it. I really do think Cease absolutely shoves tonight.
He promises.
I may add Cease under earned runs. I mean, he's coming off a 5-run allowed performance to the Phillies, who we discussed have been absolutely killing righties lately. And then you go ahead, you look at righties against the Diamondbacks, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the last 8 of 9 righties to face the Diamondbacks have held them under 2.5 earned runs. I mean, before facing Philly, he was cruising this season. Did he face the greatest competition? No, but with the way the D-backs are looking right now, for Christ's sakes, I mean, I think they apply to that. So, yeah, minus 125, that may be where I go with this one.
All right, I want to bring up some stuff here for this game. I got the spreadsheet open. So it's kind of hard to argue with Toast what he said here, because you look at the Padres versus righties. Look at these numbers for the Padres. Starting to see right-handed pitching a little better. Meanwhile, let's go over and look at the Arizona Diamondbacks against righties. Holy shit. This is really ugly. So that should definitely point towards the Padres, not to mention they have the better starting pitching. Here, what I'm a little worried about, Padres not producing late in games. Bottom 10 MLB in the last 14, last 7. That's a small sample size, though. I'll tell you. I mean, how about this? I'll put it on the maybe list. Put it on the watch list.
They scored 4 runs in the 7th inning yesterday.
You cracked. You called it the maybe list.
No, I didn't. Watch list.
And just for the record, Fernando Tatis in his career in Arizona, 350 batting average, 1.113 OPS, 7 home runs. El Nino loves the desert.
This is Padres or pass for me. I don't like it like Toast does. Neck. By the way, it's 52%, 34% Padres. So community likes the Padres in this one. Final game.
Sure Manny Machado is going to hit a home run tonight.
You're pretty sure Manny Machado is going to hit a home run.
He had 2 robbed yesterday.
So that means he hits one today?
Well, he also has expected numbers that are like 200 points higher than his regular numbers. But yeah, that's one of them.
Probably, do you concur with that?
I got to be honest. I was looking at a Dylan Cease earned run chart. I wasn't listening to
you. He was neck deep in a Dylan Cease chart. All right. Probably the game of the night here. Braves are out in Dodger Stadium. Obviously, I like both these teams. I like both these teams against right-handed pitching, but I don't like either starting pitcher. I don't like backing Charlie Morton on the road and good Lord Gavin Stone. So where does that leave us here, guys?
That leaves us at the Dodgers money line.
Well, Dodgers minus 1.5 for me, but yeah, either way.
It leaves me at the money line because as bad as Atlanta's been, this is still 2 top teams. Could be a very competitive game. I know the Dodgers win by margin. I'm going with the money line. I agree with Toast 1.5. But yeah, I get it. Gavin Stone does kind of stink, but we're getting the Gavin Stone discount on the Dodgers here against a righty, and at minus 110 at home against a righty. That's just something I'm not going to pass up very often. The Braves, as bad as Gavin Stone is, the Braves' bats against righties have completely disappeared. Last 5 to face them, 0.93 ERA, haven't allowed a home run, and they have a 0.83 whip. Want to know what the Braves are doing against righties the last 2 weeks? They're 27th in WRC plus and 29th in ISO. Stone has performed light years better against righties thus far. His WOBA is 200 points better. His walk rate is 13% better. His whip is a whole 1.5 better. And the Braves start 5 righties daily. The only lefty for Atlanta with a WRC plus over 95 against righties the last 2 weeks is Ozzie Albies. So the other 3 have been really struggling lately. I think Stone can have a respectable start here. On the other side, we got Charlie Morton. Last 3 games against Dodgers, 0-3, 7.53 ERA, 2.5 home run per 9. I understand that Uncle Charlie's off to a hot start right now, but this is a guy who significantly struggles more against lefties. Dodgers start 5 of them, including Freddie Freeman, who owns his ass. Since 2022, he's also been more susceptible on the road, so we're getting him on the road against elite lefties, and that's just concerning because even if you include the Gausman gem that he just threw against LA, last 5 righties to face LA, 9.53 ERA, 2.16 WHIP, 1.6 home run per 9. I mean, that's just silly. The Dodgers are first in WRC+, second ISO, first in OBP against righties this year. With both bullpens performing comparably as of late, I just think that you can't pass up that price with LA.
And to give some credence to what Prop Beaver was saying here, I pulled up the chart. This is what he means when he said the Braves bats aren't really hitting right now. Last 7 days, 24th, 22nd, 21st, 22nd. Versus righties, last 7 days, 27, 26, 26. Stretch it back to 14 days. Still bottom half of the MLB. Look at on the road. Look at the Braves bats on the road.
Acuna, Riley, and Olsen haven't really done much. And that's not me being a Braves hater. That's just what the numbers are showing.
But I mean, it's baseball's a marathon. We know this lineup's going to get hot. It's just they're not right now. So it's kind of hard to argue with the Dodgers bet there, Prop Beaver. Yeah, I'll put Dodgers up. That'll make the watch list. God damn, I got 8 bets on my watch list.
Yeah, I got a lot of volume tonight. I hope it's a good Friday.
I got 13 bets total today.
I just got rid of Angels.
Good Friday.
12 down.
I already got 2. I already posted 2 on the site, and I got 7 more on this list. I'll narrow it down to like 4 to post, so I'll have like 6 or 7. Damn, it's gonna be a crazy one. All right, let's do the community parlay.
Oh, I don't even get to pick a game? I'm just kidding. Everybody knows what I'm betting.
What do you mean?
About the Dodgers?
He didn't get to give out his pick.
He did, though. He said, I'm taking Dodgers -1. Oh.
He didn't explain anything.
My bad.
It's all good. I'm not worried.
You didn't
it's pretty much everything that Beaver said. I'm not worried about
you didn't get to describe your pick, but you did say I'm on Dodgers.
I did. And the reason that I'm laying in with the Dodgers, they have I don't have the number in front of me, but they have 238 wins in the last 2 years. 35 of them have been by 2 runs or more. Or I'm sorry, every one of them have been by 2 runs or more besides 35 of them. It's like an 85% hit rate. So at least sprinkle Dodgers -1.5 plus 175 if you play the Dodgers money line for me.
Giants, Phillies, they like the Phillies. Blue Jays, Nationals, they like the Blue Jays. All right, community parlay. Let's get it started. What's the first leg? Community parlay's been so cold, man. But you know how it is. When community parlay will be ice cold, everyone starts talking shit about it, then it'll hit 3 out of 4 days. So we just need the community to catch fire here.
You just need one.
Cast your votes. Cast your votes. Looks like it's going to be the Orioles. Wow, nobody's voting for the Rockies, but you guys did vote for the Rockies during the thing, but no one wants them in the community parlay, and I can't say I blame them.
Wow, they switched up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. First leg of the community parlay is Orioles money line. The Orioles, a frequent flyer on the community parlay. Community loves
Definitely.
those O's. All right, second leg. We got Mets money line. They love Tigers, Yankees. They like the Tigers. Tigers won that poll. Angels, Guardians. They like the Guardians a lot. Rangers, Royals. They probably like the Rangers. They probably like the Rangers. Whatever. It's not going to get voted for anyway. They're going to vote for Mets or Guardians here. Guaranteed. Cast your votes for the second leg. Wait, are they really voting the Tigers over the Yankees? The community's putting a plus 135 dog in the parlay.
I was about to say, this parlay is going to be big because you have Orioles at plus 100.
2 dogs to start.
Yeah, the Tigers.
Wait, here comes the Guardians. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. And the winner is, that's a close one. Tigers. Holy shit. 2 dogs. Community's getting crazy. No wonder that it's been cold. You guys are taking... You know what, though? That means when it hits, it'll be glorious. Mariners, Astros. I'm actually going to tail this one. So they like the Mariners. Red Sox. Oh, they definitely like the Red Sox. White Sox. Oh, they definitely like the Cardinals. Heavy favorites. And Marlins. They definitely like the Athletics. All right, cast your votes. What's the third leg? Jess says Vampires. Jess, are you switching from a Reds fan to a Mariners fan on us? Jess, you're supposed to be loyal to Cincinnati. You're cheating on Cincinnati with the Vampires, Jess.
I'd be cheating on them too if the Reds were looking how they would. Mariners or wagons.
Jess says she's a Beaver fan.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Just pick the opposite of the community parlay and you will hit.
Genius.
Well, I mean, that's not exactly how. Okay.
No.
He
That's
doesn't
exactly
know
how
it works.
That's exactly how it works.
I believe that would have only hit once in the history of this show, a actual reverse sweep on the community parlay. So you would be about 1 in 2,900. That would be your record. He said he was joking. My bad. It's tough to tell what's actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
It's going to be the Red Sox. And we got Padres. They definitely like the Padres. Braves, Dodgers. They like the Dodgers. And then they like the Guardians because that one almost won. And they like the Mariners. So Guardians and Mariners get one more chance. What's the last leg of this community parlay? Cast your votes. Yeah, I'm going to tail this parlay too, by the way, guys. I haven't bet the community parlay for a while. Maybe that's the energy shift we need. Toast, did you bet the Magic tonight?
No, should I?
Yes.
Okay, I will. Jalen Suggs about to go off.
Yeah, it could be Suggs.
Franz Wagner.
I like Franz Wagner to go off.
Nice.
So this parlay has 3 dogs in it to start. This is going to be a monster.
I might tail it just, even though I do have the Reds money line, I might tail it just to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tail it, and I have the Red Sox is in here. I'm going to bet the Twins. So
mine's going to be bigger because if I do put it, I'll put Dodgers -1.5.
Mine's going to be bigger.
I'm just saying. I don't bet Dodgers money lines. Just not what I do.
All right. It's placed. Mine's plus 1740, by the way.
Oi. Oi. I sent the underdog. Nobody can ever see when you put it.
I don't know. I think some people get fired up from it. All right.
They do.
17. Orioles money line, Tigers money line, Red Sox money line, Dodgers money line plus 1740. Now let's see what Beaver cooked up in the kitchen for us. Let's see what
Extra dirty day in the kitchen.
A
I had to
dirty
wear
day
2
in the
aprons
kitchen?
for this one.
All right.
Double aproned.
Double apron. Wow. That's how you know it's serious. Oh, whoops. Wait a second. You emailed it to me? Yeah. Download. Why is this not showing up in my downloads folder? Did you name it Screenshot? Oh, you never name it Screenshot. You changed the name on me.
I named it Screenshot?
That's
What?
the file's called. Whatever. Here you go.
Okay. Yeah, so we went with Brady Singer under 2.5, lower than 2.5 earned runs. Rangers just are failing to produce right now. Singer's at home. I did Blanco over fantasy points. I think that while he may allow a couple runs to the Mariners here, I think he makes up with a ton of Ks. I went with higher fantasy points for Dylan Cease because I think he's going to deal here. I'm actually typing up his under-earned runs line as we speak. And then I also went with Freddie Freeman higher than fantasy points because the dude's numbers against Charlie Morton's is a joke. So, yeah.
They want you to check. Send the community parlay. If you don't have an Underdog Fantasy account, it's available in any state highlighted in this map. So if you're in one of the states highlighted in yellow, head over to Underdog Fantasy, the website, or download the app. When you make your account, use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a $100 deposit bonus match. So you deposit $100, they will give you a free $100 to play with. That's if you use the promo code BET. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We'll be back 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Got a day episode. Only one show tomorrow. It'll be 11th Man of the People. It'll be 11:30 a.m. We'll go through all the baseball stuff. Got one basketball game. It's just the T-Wolves Nuggets series starting. So, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's have ourselves a good night. I'll be in the Discord watching and hanging out pretty much all night. So if you need me, you know where to find me. Have yourselves a good one, guys.
See ya.
Good night.